here we are again. You guys are probably wondering, why is that thing tore apart again? That'll probably give you an idea. Cam box on the ground, cam box on the table. Oh yeah, it's getting real. So I haven't made any videos lately because I'm fighting a problem in the car. Yeah, let's call it a problem. Last time the car ran real good, this was with the last engine. And this is going to be one of those talking head videos, just trying to bring you up to speed on, you know, where I'm at and what I'm going through with this new engine. I was racing King Donnie in Verona. Probably about a year ago-ish, year and a half. And the car shut off when I was shifting to third. And again, this was with the last engine. And wouldn't restart. That's the last time the car pulled real hard above 6,000 RPMs, let's say. And that ended up being the crank pickup sensor, so replaced it. Not a big deal, but I was already in the process of pulling that motor out because it's going in my buddy Haas's boat, and I was already getting ready to have this 540 done. Fast forward a little bit, you know, COVID, all that type of stuff, waiting for parts. I got in a little bit of a hurry with this 540. And the pistons weren't in the hole where I wanted them to be. I wanted the pistons 20 thou in the hole. I didn't really, well, let me rephrase it. I didn't want them there, but I knew that's where they would end up. And then with my gasket on top, being that it's 40 thousandths, I would have 60 thousandths between the top of the piston and the head, that squinch area. It ended up being about 40 in the hole. So, and that's, you know, rocking the piston one way, rocking it the other way, and taking the average. But, hey, it is what it is. It's a blower motor. You know, we'll throw more boost at it, right? So, since this 540's been together, I haven't been able to get it to RPM the way it's supposed to. I've got it'll pull about 6,500 and it just hits a wall. Speaking to different people, I've got a buddy that's close to me locally, and he's real good with engines. Bouncing things off him, bouncing things off another buddy that, you know, that I've raced in the past, you know, small tire events and stuff. And just trying to figure out what I'm missing, because I'm missing something. So we started going down this path of the cam was too big. So had the cam shaved a little bit from bullet cams, put it back in. It went up a little bit. Advanced the cam, went up a little bit. Still not in the area that it's supposed to be in. So now I put my old cam back in, from the 470. Still not where it should be. So ended up talking to the guys over at Vincent Performance. And if you never heard of them, check them out. They're Ford guys. I know it's kind of backwards for me, but it's okay. If you can get past where the distributor's at, they're good guys. Bouncing things off them, same thing, you know, just trying to learn and trying to figure out where I'm missing something. He made a good point. It's like, even though this thing doesn't have the compression it's supposed to have, it should still at least RPM. You know, it should still, it might not make the power, but it should still RPM. This thing hits a wall, like right at 6,500. Now, there was a time when we were out on the street that I might have gotten the back tires off the ground a little bit, going over a bump under power. And it did RPM up to 7,200. But as soon as it got back down, it loaded the motor and dropped back down to, you know, the 6s. So started looking in other places, and I still haven't figured this out yet. Talking to that Vincent Performance, I ended up getting some thinner compressed head gaskets. So I had some 40s in there, like I said, anticipating that I had 20 in the hole. The head gaskets I wanted to run, which were Cometic MLX gaskets, they don't go to a smaller compressed thickness than 40. So I'm kind of stuck with that, right? So if I'm 40 in the hole and I'm 40 there, I got 80, you know, quench. It's not ideal, but, you know, it should still work. So I'm waiting to get those back, put them back on, and I just want to see apples to apples, you know, just see where the compression's at, cranking compression's at now. But I did start going over the car and seeing like the grounds and things of that nature. It's weird that when the motor's loaded that hard, that's the only time it has a problem. Fires up good, you know, wraps good, drives down the road fine, you know. As soon as you get on it and, you know, put the load on the cylinders, it seems like it just hits a wall. So I did add some ground cables. I regrounded the batteries to the roll cage, to the like wheel wells. I have a hub that's up front that all of my grounds up front go to. So I ran a number 6 ground wire from that to the roll cage as well. There is a wire that goes from the battery to the front from the ground. So one of the other things is I have those switch panels, and I can't think of the name of them, but they're like a push button switch panel. And they got a little motherboard that's down in the bottom. It's got like relays and fuses and everything. They're nice little setup, but they say as long as what you mount it to is grounded, you don't need a ground. There is a place to put a ground. So I put a ground on those as well. So I intend on getting these head gaskets, put them on, check cranking compression, and I still have the old cam installed, so I know exactly what it was before. Let's check compression, and if it goes up quite a bit, then, you know, maybe, work's calling. Okay. Yeah, I had to go to work today. So, I just, like I said, want to see apples to apples. Let's see what this, you know, 27 thousandths compressed gasket goes to compared to the 40. And now I did have MLX gaskets before. This will be an MLS gasket, which when I had the 470 was MLS gaskets, and I never had one fail. So I know cylinder pressure on this is a little bit higher, as it's 12 and some change to 1 compression, with shooting for the same amount of boost, which was, you know, 28, 30 pounds. So yeah, I want to see if that fixes it, but thing I can't figure out is why the piston is double the distance in the hole. Now these are MGP 6100 series. They're Pro Mod rods, aluminum rods. I've never run aluminum rods before. And this is a Brodix aluminum block. Never ran one of those before either. So now they are all the same. I mean, every single piston is exactly in the same hole, same distance in the hole, which is nice. So, so the plan is when I wear these rods out, which I'm no Kai Kelly or, you know, none of those guys, so I can put a little more runs on these rods than, you know, what any of the manufacturers say you should run. They say you should change them in 30 passes, which if you're one of the big dogs, totally. I'm not. So I'm thinking the next time I rebuild this thing, I'll probably put a longer rod in it, just have custom rods made, and then that way that'll take up, you know, make them another 40 thousandths longer, so that I take, you know, piston comes up to the very top of the deck. But yeah, kind of just an update video of why I ain't been making videos and what I've been trying to go through with this damn thing. Like I said, once things get here, we'll put it together and we'll do some testing. Don't know if I'll record it or not, but just trying to do a little update and get it running again and see if we can at least get it dialed in. It's a little hot out here, Southern California. So if I get it all ironed out and everything seems like it's working right, I'll probably run it to Verona for one of the streetcar, you know, street legal, you know, Friday night race events. There's another track here that does it on Thursdays, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, you know, normal people got to work. So Verona does it on Fridays, and once the sun cracks the mountain up there, it's, you know, 80, 78 degrees. So go and we'll do some testing. But for now anyway, at least y'all are all updated. And I know it's not a very exciting video, freaking talking head, but yeah. So since I'm at work, I guess I'll get back to work, and hopefully I'll catch y'all on the next one, a little more exciting. Y'all have a good one.